to be a short video to introduce one of my favorite tools that I've been using this year, and it's called Padlet. I've actually used Padlet before, but having to move so much of what we do right now online, I've kind of rediscovered it and have really enjoyed using it with my students. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and log in. The first time I log in, I need to sign up for an account. I can sign up for a free account, and that'll allow me to have 3 Padlets that are active at a time. I'll show you in a little bit how you can upgrade if you want more. I'm just going to go ahead and log in with my Google account. Okay, and as you can see here are my current Padlets that I have. Now, I did say that you can have 3 Padlets at a time with the basic account. I have a limit of 10. I think maybe because I joined a long time ago, I might be grandfathered into something, but I'm not going to complain. Anyway, any Padlets you're finished with, you can archive them in an archive section, or you can actually completely delete a Padlet. All right, so let's take a look at when you make a Padlet, what that looks like. So I go ahead and choose make a Padlet, and they have different kinds. And you can actually preview what it would look like. Sometimes. Lately, I haven't seen that, but I'll just go ahead and start one. Wall is a basic one. I use that a lot. And that's basically a place, I'll get into the specifics to set it up later, but just so you can see when you're adding your items, how that would look. So this just basically is what a wall would look like, and it really just looks like a bulletin board. Okay, let me go ahead back, and let's take a look at a couple of the other kinds of Padlets they have. The canvas allows you to move things and connect them in different ways, almost kind of like a mind map. The grid is very similar to the wall. It just kind of arranges them more in rows. The stream looks kind of like a log, so that's a pretty cool one if you want to have just an ongoing discussion. The shelf for teachers is really cool because what you can do is you can categorize how you want things to look with your Padlet, and you can organize them. All right, so here I would name my first column. So like if I wanted to do something where I was maybe dividing the groups and they had to find things about the past of a character in literature, and then the present of a character, and then prediction or something like that. Anything's KWL, whatever. And then you can assign students to different groups or however you want to do that. So that, I think, is a really cool way to organize your information. But if you look at all the different ways to set it up, there's something for pretty much everything you want to try. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start a Padlet from the beginning and take a look at all the settings, because this is where a lot of the things that you make it individualized happen. All right, so first of all, you're going to start with your title. So let me just call it something very generic. And I always like to put the directions here. Those directions will be the same on my LMS or anything, but just to make that remind the students and kind of get them used to always looking up at the top for the directions. Okay, then icon, those are pretty cool. I like to use the icons. They kind of help me when I'm looking at my Padlets on my front page on my dashboard to recognize them. And you can pick anything from emojis. They have all different kinds of things. Or you can choose no icon. So you can see I have an icon right there. The address, that's just something you'll use to share the link. Wallpaper, they have all kinds of choices. You could be as boring or as crazy as you want. And I like to try to match them to the theme of the activity as much as I can. And then posting. This is really cool right here. And colors and fonts, I skipped that. But attribution, I like to turn this on, and then I have my students create just that basic free account, because you can add to other people's Padlets in an unlimited number. The 3 is just for the Padlets you limit is just for the ones that you create. So what I like about this is, as long as my students remember to sign in, then they sign into the Padlet, it shows their name up at the top. Our school has Gmail accounts for all the students, so that works out really well. I also like to put the new posts first. You might want those last. That's up to you. Comments, if you want to have people comment on your post, or if you just want to be able to comment, have the ability to comment, you can do that. Reactions, likes, votes, stars, etc. I did try grade. The only thing I didn't like about grade is all the other students could see it, so that's really up to you. My favorite, honestly, is like. I'll leave on the like usually and the comment, because I kind of use that as a way to check and make sure I've seen all the students' postings, because you have a red heart on a like if you comment, or if you hit like. So that kind of helps me visually keep track of all the students' posts that I've looked at. If you want to have approval, so if you want to moderate it before other students can see the post, and I'm, knock on wood, haven't had an issue with this, but I always click that on just in case. All right, so that's all my settings for my Padlet, and then I'm all ready to go. All I have to do is share that link with my students. I always want to double check the settings. Sometimes, somehow accidentally, I've had it set that visitors couldn't write, and I've had kids message me, I can't get to it. So just always double check and make sure it says visitors can write. I'm going to go ahead and copy the link, and I'll share that with students through Schoology or whatever I use. All right, so let's take a look at some things when you actually do the post. So when you post on your Padlet, you can click the little pink circle, or you could double click, and it gives you the thing. Remember, I said about the name always appearing on the top. So there's my name and how I have my account set up in Padlet. I give it a title, and then I start writing. And so you can see, it's perfect for just any kind of a discussion. Let's take a look at the other ways you can use it as well. So you can upload files. So students can upload any kind of file they have on their computer. There's things from the Padlet drive, is just that if you've uploaded files on other Padlets, so these are from an old project, that's why they're showing up. If you want to have a link, and I use this a lot, I'll have students share things they make in Google Docs or Google Slides, and change the sharing settings in that, and then just go ahead and share the link. This Google is really cool, and this is how they can get pictures to add. So you can add images. So if I just want to have any kind of image and I want to add that, they can add that to their entry. All right, and then you can see this is a completed entry. If you want to edit it at any point, you can do that. And also, if you go to the More menu, you can change the color and things like that. So once you're finished, you'll have a whole bunch of items. Let me show you some completed Padlets. So here's just an old Padlet where a student shared projects that they made in Google Drawing. And this is where all they had to do was put the file in. And then when you click on the file, it just comes up. Some other things I've used, like I said, discussion groups or anything like that. So it's very versatile. There are a lot of different settings that you can play with. Like here are some things I have set up that students haven't gotten to this yet, but I have a Padlet set up where they can share a spreadsheet that they made. I have a Padlet set up where they can do a discussion about an activity we did. So there's lots of different ways you can use it. So go ahead and give it a try.